The luminary of the mid-heaven, White Moon Selene in the 10th house. Introduction, the light of higher purpose. In astrological study, the placement of White Moon Selene, often referred to simply as Selene, represents a point of pure light, spiritual grace, and karmic alignment. Unlike the luminaries and traditional planets that outline the challenges and ego-driven desires of an individual, Selene acts as a guiding beacon of integrity, purity, and protection. It is a calculated point in the horoscope derived from the moon's apogee, symbolizing the highest spiritual potential and the domain where an individual naturally aligns with divine flow in this lifetime. When Selene is positioned in the 10th house, the realm of career, public reputation, legacy, and societal standing, its influence is profoundly transformative. This placement indicates that the individual's spiritual path is intrinsically tied to how they present themselves to the world, their professional contributions, and their ability to act as a moral or spiritual guide in the public sphere. Selene in the 10th house elevates the individual's professional ambitions from mere survival or ego-driven achievement to a higher calling of service, truth, and lasting positive impact. The core dynamics of the 10th house. The 10th house is the zenith of the astrological chart, corresponding to the mid-heaven, MC. Traditionally associated with the sign of Capricorn and the element of earth, this sector governs public persona and reputation, how society views the individual, their social standing, and their visible achievements. Career and vocation, the chosen profession, legacy, and the contribution an individual makes to the broader collective. Authority and leadership, the way the individual handles power, responsibility, and the expectations of society. The mother or dominant parent, in some astrological traditions, the 10th house represents the nurturing or authoritative figure who guides the individual into the world. When White Moon Selene occupies this house, the individual's approach to these tangible areas is infused with an intangible, protective grace. Rather than seeking power or prestige for its own sake, the native is driven by a deep inner mandate to do what is right, fair, and uplifting for humanity. Manifestation in career and profession. Professionally, individuals with Selene in the 10th house are often recognized for their integrity, sincerity, and ethical standards. They may gravitate toward careers that involve healing, guiding, educating, or uplifting others. The universe tends to protect them when they act from a place of authenticity. The spiritual calling. Rather than simply climbing a corporate or social ladder, these individuals often feel compelled to pursue work that leaves a positive, enduring mark on the world. They excel in professions such as counseling and philanthropy, helping others navigate their own spiritual or personal journeys. Teaching and mentorship, imparting wisdom with patience and dedication. Art and creation, using creative expression to bring beauty, healing, and light to the public eye. Public service and advocacy, fighting for justice, fairness, and the protection of vulnerable populations. The shield of integrity. In the professional realm, these individuals are often protected from deceit or corruption. If a native with Selene in the 10th house encounters unethical behavior in their workplace, they are often the ones who expose the truth or choose to walk away with their dignity intact. Their reputation is usually preserved by a higher force, even when attempts are made to tarnish their public image, the truth generally comes to light, revealing their underlying goodness. Public image and social standing. The public perception of an individual with Selene in the 10th house is one of reliability, wisdom, and moral clarity. People are naturally drawn to their calming and reassuring presence in positions of leadership. Natural authority. These individuals do not need to shout to be heard or use forceful tactics to gain authority. Instead, their leadership style is characterized by fairness, empathy, and a quiet strength. Colleagues and the public tend to respect them because they sense that the native's motives are pure and free from self-serving ambition. The shadow of the 10th house. While Selene brings light, individuals must remain mindful of the potential pitfalls associated with the 10th house. Because the light of Selene is gentle and pure, the native may initially struggle with the harsh, competitive realities of the corporate or political worlds. They may feel uncomfortable with self-promotion or the aggressive pursuit of status. It is crucial for them to realize that true success comes from aligning their work with their core spiritual values rather than trying to fit into rigid, traditional definitions of success. Karmic significance and spiritual evolution. From an evolutionary astrology perspective, placing Selene in the 10th house suggests that in past lives, the individual may have misused authority, neglected their public duties, or struggled with the temptation of power. In this lifetime, Selene acts as a spiritual reset button. The soul is being asked to use its public platform to bring light to others. The lesson here is to detach from the need for external validation or material reward and, instead, focus entirely on the quality of one's legacy. When the native acts as a clear channel for truth and goodness, they experience a profound sense of inner peace and fulfillment that external success alone could never provide. Conclusion: a legacy of light. A placement of White Moon Selene in the 10th house indicates an individual who is meant to leave a legacy of integrity and spiritual grace. Their journey is one of transforming professional aspirations into a sacred duty to serve the collective. By staying true to their inner moral compass and refusing to compromise their ethics for the sake of societal applause, they achieve a different, more enduring kind of greatness, one that inspires, heals, and stands the test of time. White Moon Selene in the 10th house, expression through the signs. When the pure, spiritual light of White Moon Selene combines with the public, career-oriented energy of the 10th house, its manifestation is further colored by the zodiac sign it occupies. Below is a brief overview of how this placement expresses itself through each of the 12 signs. Aries. In Aries, Selene in the 10th house manifests as a pioneer of spiritual justice and authentic leadership. You lead by example with courage and transparency. Your professional path is marked by a refusal to engage in corporate or political games, opting instead for direct, honest action that clears the path for others. Taurus. Your career legacy is built upon stability, reliability, and grounded values. Selene here brings an aura of calm and integrity to your public life. People trust you because you are patient, practical, and committed to building things that are enduring, sustainable, and fundamentally beneficial to society. Gemini. Here, Selene inspires a career focused on sharing truth, education, and clear communication. Your public reputation is that of an objective, fair-minded voice of reason. You excel in fields where you can connect people, teach, and use your voice to dispel ignorance and misinformation. Cancer. In the sign of the crab, Selene directs your public life toward caregiving, protection, and emotional support. You may find yourself drawn to careers in counseling, healthcare, or public service advocacy. Your leadership style is highly empathetic, and you are viewed as a nurturing figure or protector in your professional community. Leo. Selene in Leo brings a bright, inspiring, and noble quality to your public image. You are seen as a charismatic leader whose motives are entirely selfless. Your legacy is defined by your ability to bring out the best in others, encouraging creativity and confidence without falling into the trap of ego. Virgo. Your professional calling centers on service, healing, and attention to detail. You are highly valued for your meticulous work, humility, and willingness to help others improve their lives. In the public eye, you are seen as the quiet, indispensable force of reason who keeps systems functioning smoothly. Libra. Selene in Libra elevates your career through diplomacy, fairness, and the pursuit of harmony. You excel in professions that require mediation, law, or the arts. Your public reputation is that of a peacemaker and an advocate for justice, bringing balance and grace to any professional environment. Scorpio. In Scorpio, Selene guides you through deep transformation, research, and psychological healing. You may be drawn to careers that deal with taboo subjects, psychology, or truth-seeking. Your public image carries an intense, magnetic aura of integrity that protects you from hidden agendas and deceit. Sagittarius. Your professional path is driven by a quest for higher knowledge, philosophy, and global truth. Selene here suggests a career in teaching, publishing, or international relations. You are seen as a visionary and an inspiring guide whose optimism and wisdom uplift everyone you encounter. Capricorn. This placement emphasizes integrity at the very top. You are destined to become an authority figure or a leader, but your approach is radically different from traditional power structures. You achieve status by being responsible, fair, and deeply committed to the ethical framework of your organization. Aquarius. In the sign of the water bearer, Selene brings a humanitarian and progressive edge to your career. You are drawn to fields involving technology, community building, or social reform. Your public persona is innovative yet deeply focused on the greater good, acting as a beacon of equality and forward thinking. Pisces. Selene in Pisces brings a deeply spiritual and artistic dimension to the 10th house. Your profession is likely tied to healing, spirituality, or creative expression. You are recognized for your compassion and intuition, and your legacy is one of boundless empathy and unconditional service to humanity. Transit of White Moon Selene through the 10th house. The light of grace in the public sphere. In astrological interpretation, transits are typically associated with planetary movements that trigger external events, shifts in personal psychology, or structural changes in one's life path. While most transits involve tangible planetary bodies like Mars, Jupiter, or Saturn, tracking hypothetical or calculated points offers a more subtle, spiritual perspective. White Moon Selene, often referred to simply as Selene, represents the perigee of the moon's orbit, the point closest to the Earth. In esoteric and karmic astrology, Selene is not viewed as a physical celestial body but as a reservoir of light, spiritual grace, and the protective energy of a guardian angel. It is an invitation to align with one's highest integrity. When Selene transits the 10th house, the sector of career, reputation, midheaven, MC, and societal standing, it brings a period of purification and blessing to your public life. This transit lasts approximately 7 months, during which time the individual is given the opportunity to align their worldly ambitions with their deepest spiritual values. The core dynamics of the 10th house transit. The 10th house represents the highest point of the horoscope, governing how an individual is seen by society, the legacy they build through their vocation, and how they handle authority and responsibility. When Selene transits this visible house, the themes of truth, altruism, and ethical alignment become paramount. Purification of ambition. The transit brings an intuitive awareness to whether one's career goals are driven by ego and superficial prestige, or by a genuine desire to contribute to the collective good. Shield of integrity. Selene acts as a protective force against deceit, manipulation, and power struggles in the professional sphere. Actions rooted in honesty are rewarded with clarity and public respect. Visibility of virtues. The talents and virtues cultivated in the past are highlighted, allowing the individual to be seen for their true character rather than just their resume or social status. Manifestation and challenges during the transit. The transit of White Moon Selene through the 10th house is a time of spiritual awakening in one's vocation. However, aligning with higher frequencies often requires shedding lower vibrational patterns. The higher expression, vocation as service. When operating at a high level of consciousness, the individual uses their professional platform to serve and uplift others. During this transit, a person might receive recognition or an unexpected promotion based on the merit of their honest labor. Choose to step away from a toxic, manipulative, or unethical workplace without fear, knowing that their moral compass is pointing the right way. Establish a professional legacy rooted in fairness, altruism, and humanitarian care. The shadow and tests of consciousness. Because Selene demands integrity, the transit can bring challenges if the individual's professional life has been built on deceit or selfishness. The transit can act as a mirror, exposing hidden agendas or forcing the native to confront whether they are compromising their soul's calling for worldly success. If a person tries to hold on to a position of authority by manipulating others, the transit may feel uncomfortable or cause a loss of superficial standing, ultimately serving to guide them toward a more authentic path. Karmic rewards and long-term legacy. The 10th house is the culmination of the chart, and a transit of Selene through this area is fundamentally about good karma. During this approximately 7-month period, the universe provides a reset for one's life purpose. The individual is encouraged to trust that doing the right thing in business, politics, or public service will lead to authentic security and public trust. When the transit concludes, the native often finds that their reputation has been cleansed, their professional direction has shifted toward a higher purpose, and they feel a renewed sense of confidence in their own authority. Subscribe, like, and share.